This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Now, when I was at BGG Con this year, I saw a game that I knew absolutely nothing about. Well, guess what? I got it in. And we're going to open up the box and take a look at it. Now, I've already opened the box and I started skimming through the rules, but we're going to open up and we're going to take a look at some of the tiles because I want to be able to tell you guys a little bit about this and how this works. We're going to take a look at the miniatures, everything that comes in the box, and see if it's something for you. So, without further ado, let's go to the table and check it out. Now we're down to the box. It doesn't come like this. I pulled a couple things out because I wanted to show you guys a couple of things. So let's take a look. Here's the ships and the dials, but I'm going to actually show that to you in a little bit. I'm going to give you some close-ups of it. You're going to get the rule book. It's going to come with a very easy to understand starter. First of all, it shows you everything that you get in the Cylon Raider space cards and all the movement vectors and so forth and so on. But it has a nice quick start rules, which makes it very, very easy, and it's going to give you everything that you need to get started without putting in the whole rules. So in the quick start rules, you're just going to have a plan phase where you're going to be planning, and then you're going to execute your movement, and then you're going to fire. But when we come to the full rules, the complete rules, it's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, you're going to still have your planning phase, but this dial's really, just like in the first part, is going to be a little bit, there's going to be a little bit more, because kinetic energy is how you are going to create your movement and such. So it's really something else in how all this works together. You're going to have a first movement, a first fire, a second movement, and a second fire in the complete rules. And there's a lot more that goes to it and stuff like that. And how you take your damage and stuff will be a little bit different. The scenario book is really kind of cool because it actually takes from episodes. So season 1, episode 4, Act of Contrition. This one over here is season 1, episode 5. So maybe you see that you're replaying some of these battles, and I think that's kind of cool. I'm hoping they come out with more things. You have your asteroid field, of course, but I'd rather make my own asteroids. These are some of the turning dials and stuff like that, and this here is really kind of unique. Of course, your measuring sticks. What's going to happen is when you get hit, you are going to pick one of these, and they're going to be down, and you're going to look. So say you take 2 hits, you may pick 2, and they may have no hits, but you're going to keep the damage you're going to keep hidden until you are completely blown out of the sky. So you're not going to know what's happening and some of the things that go on here. Some of these symbols mean different things. Like I said, I just glanced through and I was kind of curious about it. Here is some of the movement dials, and now I'm going to bring in some of the things that we were showing you, the actual ship. First of all, let's take a look at the ship itself. I mean, look at that. That's just gorgeous. I mean, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, I really, really like what they did with this, and I want more of them. Now, here we have this really unique thing where it's a dial where you're going to control your altitude. Remember, kinetic energy is going to in the main game is how you're going to do things. In the beginner game, you are going to be using this here and just decide, what value you're going to use, because the values match up with this. So say you're going to say, I'm going to perform this type of move. You're going to go to the card and perform that type of move. So you would lay that down. If your ship is pointed this way, you're going to match up let's just turn this so it's straight up. You're going to match up the yellow line, and then you are going to move to the back of the yellow line, if you see what I'm saying here. Whoops. Let's make sure that we do that again so you guys can see it on camera, because we don't edit anything here. And you're just going to move here. So that would be how that works. And the same thing with your turns. So instead of using the dial like in Armada or cards, you kind of have a different type of scope here on how you do it. So that's how you're going to be performing your movement, and it depends on where you want to use. These are kinetic energy values which come into play. And and this movement was for a Cylon Raider, so we were maybe this thing's a traitor, I don't know, but pretty much that's how it's just a basic overview of how things go. Really interesting. Let's go up top and get some of my final thoughts on what we saw in the box here, and what my thoughts are. Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles. Listen, I love Battlestar Galactica. I always have. Back from the 70s, I'm an old fan, and there's no doubt about it. But does this have a little bit of an X-Wing feel? Yeah, it does. Does it hold up? I guess there's only one way to find out. I'm going to have to get this to the table. Am I a little skeptical? Of course I am. I think anybody would. But if you are a fan of Battlestar Galactica, you're going to want this. And of course I had to get it because it's Battlestar Galactica. I can't wait till they have the blisters where you can buy additional ships. I think that'd be really good, and so you can play a little bit bigger. And I'd like to see the big ships. I'd like to see, well, the Battlestar Galactica, of course, and some of the other ships and things like that. And I think it'd be really interesting if they take this a little bit farther. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what they're up to. I'm going to try to find out as much as I can. I haven't been ever disappointed by an Ares game, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a lot of fun. So there you go. There's our look at Battlestar Galactica. Now it's up to you if you want to add it to your collection. So until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.